right, hello. We are live doing this on PT Day of Service. Welcome to PT Pintcast, a podcast that saves physical therapists from missing out on amazing insight, remarkable ideas, and motivational stories here in the world, the profession, the world, global profession of physical therapy. And that's the topic of discussion today. Hi, I'm your host, Jimmy McKay, broadcasting live from the Arias Medical Studios, also known as my living room. That's really where, that's your studio. That's your workplace now, right? We're all doing that from the living room. Leaders in travel physical therapy, do what you want to do, where you want to do it. Online at aureusmedical.com. Great show, or I should say shows, yesterday and today, all around this idea, this movement, this concept of PT Day of Service. So if you're watching it live, drop in the comments below live and let us know where you're from. If you're watching the replay, drop below in the comments replay and let us know where you're from. Constantly amazed at where this show, especially on a day like PT Day of Service, how far this spreads, where it gets to the corners of the globe, although the globe's round, so there are no corners. Wrap your heads around that one. I can't follow it. But talking to someone from the leadership behind PT Day of Service, that's what we're doing today with kicking off the actual PT Day of Service. So let's get the applause meter going there. And let's bring her in the studio. Gail Bachman's on the show. Gail, how we doing?
Hi, I am so good. Today is like better than Christmas for me because it is PT Day of Service. And it is my favorite day of the whole year.
It's your day. It's like, it's your day. Today's
yes. It is the most exciting. Oh, we've got someone from Myanmar on, one of our biggest participants globally. Yay, Myanmar.
Love to see where these things, where they get to. And we're doing this, live right now. I'm on the East Coast of the United States, so it's noon for me. You're in San Diego, correct?
Yeah, sunny San Diego. No fall or winter here.
And we've been doing this, and I was doing this intentionally. If you're watching a live stream, I keep bringing up Google Map, and I keep dropping a pin wherever our guest is. As Kelly's checking in, San Diego, home of the big boss, Gail Bachman. I believe San Diego is Spanish for old wooden ship. I mentioned that earlier, and I didn't get a laugh. That was an Anchorman reference. Thank you. That's as funny as I get. Cookie, we want to throw back, like close him a loop. Cookie's live in Lexington, Kentucky. She was episode 1, Gail. 5 years ago last month, she was episode number 1, and we got to get her back on the show. But let's focus on the day, PT Day of Service. So you work with the organization. Tell everybody what it is. How do you describe it when someone says, what is that?
I think we've really hit on that it's an idea. It's a movement. It is a thing that now lives within all sorts of participants all over the world. It's basically the idea that you can give back in your community, doing a local community service project to benefit those who are close to you. And as we do it together, as all of those from our profession come together, we have a global effect. So on this day, people are participating in volunteer projects all over the world. And we usually do extend this. Today is the official day, but we say if you're a week or two around, we're happy to have you. We've really extended it to this month this year because of the global pandemic. So we're giving a lot more flexibility. If you hit in October, you are doing a PT Day of Service project. So really for this month, there are physical therapists, PTAs, pre-PT students, physios. We also have some of our allied health professional colleagues that are joining us and doing community service all together in the name of our profession.
Yeah. I've been asking people some similar questions. And of course, we've talked to people in Myanmar. We've mentioned Haiti, South Africa. We're going to be talking to someone from Nigeria today, really around the United States, just bringing people together. I'm asking similar questions, knowing that I'm never going to get the same answer. So it's going to be great. So the one question I wanted to lead with was, how did you come across PT Day of Service? It's an idea. It started with Josh and Afosa. We've had them on the show before. And congratulations, by the way, to Afosa. This is a pretty big day for him. He's getting married today.
Yay.
Congratulations to him. He's busy. That's he's doing his thing. But it started with an idea in Afosa's head. It spread to Josh, right? And then it spread to other people. I found out about it as a PT student in 2015. How did you come across PT Day of Service?
Yeah, so I'll definitely say if you haven't heard the kind of the background story of PT Day of Service, definitely go onto our website. We have a kind of our condensed version of how this started with a simple idea of what if we had a day, and this was Afosa's big idea. What if we had a day where everyone gave back to their communities? And it's it's grown. And I was one of those first ambassadors that joined on. I've been very active within the professional association as a student, and so was in the same, it's a very small world within that active professionals. And so heard about it early on, and it spoke to me. So it was so clear in my mind that I had to get involved. I had been in the Peace Corps for 3 years before I went
to
that. School. I know, fun fact. And so I often joke that like I got really used to working for free and I just couldn't stop. So doing something like giving back on a day was a really easy thing for me to get involved with. And I loved the idea of everyone really taking ownership of it in their own right. And we really heard that yesterday from people from Myanmar and Haiti. They've participated in this year after year. They've grown their projects, they've developed their projects and deepened their connection to their community, and all of them with the same passion that they get more than they give. Yes. And that's absolutely what it is.
Yeah. It's besides saying that to people, listen, you get more than you give. It sounds like a cliche, right? But it's difficult to explain that feeling. It's like trying to explain what Christmas feels like, right?
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, you get more than you give. I've volunteered on different projects most of my life, but like one that really left an impact for me, and I brought this podcast along with that story, was a service learning experience I did in PT school to Costa Rica. And believe me, I walked into that like, I can't wait to show all these people in Costa Rica what I know, and left there just being humbled and saying, oh my gosh, I might have given this, but I got away with this. I mean, I walked away with like such an understanding and perspective.
Yeah, I absolutely love it when students have that reflection of their service trips, or when they have that reflection, or even professionals when they have that reflection of going and doing a community service project, because I think that's what most people enter in with initially. I'm going to go provide my service, the thing I know how to do. I'm going to go help these people that need help. But almost every time you realize you get more, you learn something, you grow as an individual. And so, I mean, people think that volunteering is selfless, but it's not really selfless because you get a lot out of it.
That's why I think
you grow.
Sorry about that. That's why I think you see a lot of people returning to volunteering. Mm-hmm. It's because it's momentum, right? You volunteer, you got more than you put in. That's net positive. That's an exchange of abundance, as we say. So you do it again. You give a little bit more, you got a little bit more, and it keeps going. So that's why when we're going around the world yesterday, everybody was like saying like, yeah, this is like the third year I've been doing it. This is the second year. Like there's always a return. And that's what we like to see when you can put your own fingerprint on what that is. And whenever you ask Josh Fosa or anybody who works with PT Day of Service, they never really say this is how you do it. Really, this is why we're doing it. If you would like to do it with us, but it's never this is how, because it's on purpose. We want you to take what it is and do it however it matters to you, because that's the thing you're going to do, right? What exercise is the best? Well, the one you're going to do, the one that matters to you. So we're asking these questions around the world. What do you get to do on your day? Your I'm guessing has something to do with managing PT Day of Service, but how else do you serve it? I saw some pictures online from you so far.
Yeah, so I admit I did kind of like a last minute planning on my project, because there is a lot of work that goes into just making sure this goes off well for everyone else around the world. But I was desperate to really do something with all the different communities that I work with. So typically on PT Day of Service, it lands on a day that I go and I volunteer and do a pro bono clinic with a group down in Mexico called the Flying Samaritans. And that's always been such an easy project, because it's actually the undergrad students at SDSU put together this amazing interdisciplinary clinic down in Mexico. I just hop across the border, do it.
Flying Samaritans? What? You've got to get some background on that.
I know they're an organization, and I think they actually exist throughout. I know they were throughout California, but it's undergrad, pre-med students, pre-pharmacy, pre-dental, and now the pre-PT are involved. And they go down to Mexico, set up this clinic where it's usually about 6 hours of screening for health conditions. There's medical professionals. And then when I was a student, we added in physical therapy, and I started going down with them. So I've been doing that for about 6-7 years. And I love it. I absolutely love it. And it's breaking my heart that I can't cross the border today to go do that. So in lieu of that, I am volunteering this morning at a local food bank to help prepare some meals to hand out, because I know it's going to be safe. We're going to use social distancing. We're going to wear masks. And I know it's a safe way that I can physically volunteer and do something. But then I also got a couple of different, they're called virtual blood drives, which everyone's like, how do you virtually donate blood? It's not that you are virtually donating blood. You sign up for a blood drive through the American Red Cross, and you can do it from anywhere. And there's a couple of different ones going on, one through the California Physical Therapy Association. So we're trying to get 1,000 people to donate blood here in California. My students at San Diego State and Mesa PTA program are also doing a blood drive in honor of the frontline workers at the hospital that I work at. I know it would just totally warm my heart. And so yesterday I brought some goodies and some notes of thanks. They all wrote thank you notes, and I dropped those off at all the different COVID units at my hospital. And I'll say, like, the ICU nurses just thought it was the coolest thing that these students were going to be donating blood in honor of the work they've been doing for the last 6 months. And it's so heartwarming. So my projects are a little scattered this year. But again, trying to just involve all the people that are in my life.
That's great. I mean, you're putting your mark on all the different aspects of your life that you get to take part in. What would you want to say? You sit at an intersection that not a lot of people sit at, right? You're watching who's signing up, who's saying, I'm going to participate in PT Day of Service. You get to watch this, and this takes all year. So today's your day, but I know that you're going to start planning next year, tomorrow, likely. What do you want to say for everybody who's participating this year?
Just thank you. I mean, I will get teary-eyed. Everyone on my team, the 30 people that work on PT Day of Service, watch me kind of get teary-eyed every time we finish a meeting with them, because I am so grateful. I am so grateful that other individuals want to join this movement, that they've locked onto this idea, that they want to give back, and that they're participating. So everyone around the globe who is participating in PT Day of Service, just a incredibly heartfelt thank you for giving back to your community and being part of this, because we all are now linked. We're together in this. That's our theme for this year. And I feel like the world is a slightly more positive place today because of your efforts. So just a heartfelt thank you.
On the show, that means you get a boom shakalaka. Boom shakalaka. That's the way we really put the exclamation point on that. Let's bring someone in the studio who you mentioned. There's 30 people who help put on PT Day of Service. One of those people kind of is dual role. Juliet Dassinger, welcome to the show.
Hi, everyone.
Usually in the background, so she's usually managing this program, but she's in the background, and also in the background with PT Day of Service. So Juliet, what have you been doing with PT Day of Service this year? How have you been volunteering?
Yeah, so right now I'm doing my own thing, and I'm just going to be donating to blood drives, just like what Gail is doing, just because I'm doing my own thing right now, but also just being able to connect with other people around the world and helping with PT Day of Service, and then sharing the stories with PT Podcast here. So just trying to grab everyone together, I feel like, is my role right now. But I'll find something in the community, because I'm in Chicago right now. And right now I got a couple blood drives that I'm planning to go to over the next month for PT month, because October is awesome and PT's rock.
Very, very good time in terms of when do you put PT Day of Service. Putting it in PT month, there's this big groundswell of surge for the profession. Julia, how did you find out about PT Day of Service?
I knew about it from when I was a first year in PT school. I actually I was roommates with my Mary Kimbrough. I'm going to give her a shout out because she actually works under IFOSA with Move Together. So I was roommates with her in PT school, and she was the one who introduced me to PT Day of Service. So I've been serving ever since I was a first year. And then I met Gail a year ago in Vegas, and Jimmy, that's also where I met you a year ago in Vegas. So everything started there, and now we're all working together. So
yeah, a big but small profession, and the graphic we had on the screen, right? Local to global. That sentiment really resonates in terms with global PT Day of Service. So we talked about what you're doing, who you're doing it for. We gave some thanks. Let's talk to those people, I like to say, in the middle of the bell curve, right? Because I'm at that intersection of communications. The people on the right end of the bell curve, They're on the screen. They're the people who work for PT Day of Service. They're the people we've been talking to. They're the people serving, right? People on the far left, we're never going to convince them. They're never going to help us. And that's okay. Do your own thing. I want to talk to people in the middle, people who are like, okay, this sounds pretty cool. What is it? What would you say to someone who is nodding their head along with you but hasn't taken that jump to volunteer just yet, Gail?
I think the thing is that people the biggest question is like, what should I do? Or how am I going to help? They have a hard time seeing how they as an individual are going to be part of this. And that's where we have our amazing PT Day of Service team. So when you sign up for PTDOS, simply you get on our list. But by getting on our list, you have access to our entire team. So, Juliet is one of those team members who when I met her last year, I was like, hello, my name's Gail. You're going to work with me next year because you're amazing. And usually how people get involved with me. So I just tell them. But you get access to these team members, people who have been with PT Day of Service from the beginning, who have learned how to do startup volunteer projects in any community and can start a conversation with you. We have our amazing support team who answer emails every day about, I want to do this kind of project. How will I figure it out? And so even if you have no idea what you want to do, pledge to volunteer and then shoot us an email and see what we got.
Yeah.
The other thing that our team did this year, which was really helpful during the COVID-19 pandemic, is they came up with a list of virtual project ideas and socially distanced project ideas that you can find right on the front page of our website. And I think that helped quell a lot of people's fear of how do I participate, or people who have been with us in the past that weren't sure how to adjust to the changing times. So that's really been useful for some people that weren't quite sure what to do.
Yeah, and that could be a lot of people, right? I'm kind of, they get paralyzed by having a blank canvas, right? And that's why we really wanted to highlight a lot of different people from around the world, just showing it could look like this, it could look like this, it could look like this. Put your own stamp, put your own spin on it, and that's the thing you're going to be most passionate about. That's the thing that you're going to drive the bus for. So we want to really highlight that. So the website, ptdayofservice.com. We got to hurry up and move this along because we've got other interviews lined up. We're going out to Tyler Junior College in Tyler, Texas, the Ohio State University DPT program, Chapel Hill, North Carolina. We're going to go to San Antonio, Texas. And then we're going to end the day at 2:30 Eastern time, Wash U in St. Louis. This is just a small slice of the pie in terms of PT Day of Service. This is a big deal.
Definitely. And for those of you, who want to see more project ideas, if you're on social media, everyone's great about hashtagging it PTDOS. So this morning I was just like gathering and resharing photos as quickly as I can because they're already going up as far as what people's project ideas are. And so even it's not too late to join us for this year. But if you want to just hang back and watch the magic and join us next year, you're more than welcome as well.
I love that. All right. We have a tradition on the show, Gail. We're going to put you on the spot for the parting shot. Parting Shot is brought to you by our friends at the Academy of Orthopedic Physical Therapy, the leaders in ortho PT. Current concepts of orthopedic PT. A lot of people, the deadline for board certification is soon, right? Mm-hmm. If you're thinking about an OCS, maybe the current concepts of orthopedic physical therapy is the course to get you there, a clear path to get you from where you are to where you want to go. Find them online at orthopt.org. All right, Gail, no pressure. Parting shot. It's your mic drop moment. The last sentiment you want to leave as the audience goes forth out of this episode into maybe going to ptdayservice.com to pledge to participate. What would you want to leave with everybody today?
Give what you can, be grateful for what you have, and be nice to each other.
Listen, be nice to each other. That's short and sweet, just like we like it. That's a shot. Short, but impactful. Gail, thanks for everything that you do. The rest of the team who isn't on the screen is just as vitally important at PT Day of Service. The website, ptdayofservice.com. Today's your day, Gail. Let's get out there on social media. Let's make sure we can share everything that we're doing. Thanks so much for doing what you do for the profession and for the world.
Thank you so much, Jimmy. This has been so amazing.